Come on, man. Come on. At some point, the lies have got to stop. The lies have got to stop. I've sat back year after year after year, listening to lies, questioning me as a man and my integrity. What I stand for, what I was raised on, has been questioned. I sat back and didn't say anything. My guy, the coach, the legend, Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, has a great quote that I listened to just recently. He said he lost the address to the high road. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting closer because there's a side of me that's fed up, that's upset that you keep on smearing my name. Today, a report came out that I was fired or dismissed from calling Knicks games. Honored and privileged to have an offer bestowed upon me to back up the legend Walt Clyde Frazier calling Knicks games. Over a week ago, I turned that job down. You heard what I said. More than a week ago, I turned the job down due to the fact that it wasn't the ideal conditions and it wasn't the ideal time for me. You never know what the future holds. They say once a Knick, always a Knick. I bleed a side of me, blue and orange. I dreamt of playing for the Knicks. I dreamt of calling games for the Knicks. It would have been a dream accomplished, but it just didn't work out. I give the reporter credit. 4 calls yesterday from reporters trying to get a quote from me. I did not respond because I don't play that game. I let it alone, thinking that it'll die and nobody will know what happened. But over a week ago, I turned the job down. Forever grateful, and again, you never know what the future holds. But I want to thank you. Blessings.
Mm-mm-mm. Let that sink in. Good people. Good people, good people, good people. Mark Jackson was singled out for what reason only? The former NBA head coach of the Golden State Warriors, an NBA broadcaster. He's not going to be calling New York Knicks games in what was supposed to be a part-time role in the season. Mark Jackson was slated for that role to fill in for Clyde Frazier. Now, that was for part-time role only, and he was supposed to be there on some of the broadcasts. But now that is no longer the case. And now that he was talking all this crap about, oh, well, he wasn't allowed on the plane. He had a beef with the team assistant coaches. And because of that, Leon Rose chose to end the team's partnership with Jackson. And that's when he just said, what you just heard. More than a week ago, I turned the job down due to the fact that it wasn't the ideal conditions. It wasn't the ideal time for me. You never know what the future holds, they say. Once a Nick, always a Nick. I bleed a side of me blue and orange, like he just said, right? He dreamt of playing for the Knicks. He dreamt of calling games for the Knicks. It would have been a dream accomplished, but it just didn't work out. Now, he said, I give the reporter credit. He had put in 4 calls yesterday trying to get a quote from me. I did not respond because I don't play that game. I let it alone thinking that it'll die or nobody will ever know what happened. But over a week ago, I turned the job down. So Mark Jackson had fired the Knicks assistant coach Darren Erman in 2014 when he was the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. Erdman had apparently been secretly recording Jackson and the players, which led to Jackson removing him from the staff, which was a good reason to have him removed from the staff. Um, so after that season, Jackson was then fired, and he became the color commentary for ESPN. where he was there, and ESPN announced that they were shaking things up as the NBA coverage and parted ways with Jackson, right? Yeah. Mark Jackson was supposed to team up with Mike Breen. That's his old ESPN colleague. And they were supposed to do this part-time role at the Madison Square Garden. But that reunion is no longer going to happen. And Wally Zerbiak will fill in for Walt Frazier instead of Mark Jackson as the Knicks continue their 5-game road trip. Now, my thing is, with all this attention going on to this situation, right? The Knicks are playing some of their best basketball they've played, and probably since Melo was there. And all they can think about is the biggest news is Mark Jackson not finna call part-time games. That's my whole take on the whole thing. I said, wow, this is crazy. It's really bad. This is an absolute awful situation. I can't see it no other way, man. So for me, it was an ideal situation to go in a different format, go to a different situation altogether because nothing good was going to come out of it. It just wasn't. So you were never going to get what you thought you were going to receive. Um, I don't know. Many were skeptical about how the situation was supposed to go, how it was supposed to be, and it just never materialized. So I don't really know what to say there. It's just sad that the New York Knicks whole situation and everything they're accomplishing in this series is being marginalized. They are really not caring about the New York Knicks or their situation, their plight, none of it. It just don't matter. They're treating the Knicks like they're just an anomaly. The Knicks defense have been playing better this year than they've played and probably since Melo was there. I mean, Mitchell Robinson is they're actually getting contribution out of him now, except for just fouls. You're getting rebounds and blocks. Now, there's a lot of more activity that's going to be applying itself in the near future as everybody keep moving forward with their plans. I think it's ideal right now to even put in place that Mark Jackson should be an assistant coach or a head coach somewhere down the road. But yeah, there was a conflict with the assistant coach, being at the fact that he fired that guy and he was going to have a problem with Mark Jackson being in the announcing chair for a part time situation. But no barring of a plane and none of this stuff. All it was, the situation wasn't going to be ideal. If this assistant coach was not happy, Mark Jackson was going to be there and he had a conflict of interest. Um, Mark doesn't hold any grudges against the guy. The guy was fired for what he did, and it was a terminable offense. He had every right to do that. So I don't really know what else to actually say here except for that. Hmm. I just saw something crazy. Someone said Halliburton is better than Jalen Brunson. Man, we gotta get Outlaw's opinion on that. They were saying Halliburton is really the MVP of the NBA, and he's quietly being ignored. Hmm. Okay, man, that's a strong statement. That's a real strong statement. Yeah. Touchdown Bills.
I missed the tennis tournament now. Nobody's won. Oh, you gonna win
I'm over here dressed up like the Tampa Bay assistant coach.
Who?
Me. I'm looking like
Oh,
the Bucks assistant coach.
yeah.
The,
Yeah. Joker's won an eight ATP tournament.
oh no, that's a touchdown. Touchdown. He missed an extra point. What a bum. And he had him wide open and blew it. Boy, when you used to Brady being on the field,
Yeah.
as opposed to what we got now.
You see, Wemby get his ankle broken.
Oh, who was that did that to him? Is that Bane?
Yeah.
Oh,
Broken
yeah.
ankle.
Wimby, man, man, Baker Mayfield is terrible. They got to look for a quarterback for real. They didn't cost me a fortune out here. They talking about Tyrese Halliburton is up for MVP. He better than Jalen Brunson from the Knicks.
They getting beat right now by Orlando.
All right, nobody talking about the Orlando Magic. Ooh, the ball's up for
Right
grabs.
now, 78-44. Orlando beating Indiana. But he is good, though. Halliburton is good.
He finally got it.
He, she was good.
Mike Evans finally did something.
Got Mike Evans.
Nah, I had the Bucks. I got the Bucks in the game. I had the Bucks plus 12.
I'm talking about fantasy.
That's what I'm saying. And not even in fantasy.
Don't you pick players? Don't you draft
Yeah,
players?
and I wasn't taking Mike Evans.
Or you didn't take him?
No, not when Baker Mayfield is the quarterback. I'm not. If I had Brady, yeah, not taking him down.
He's playing pretty good this year. Could be better. He just plays.
Oh man, That's something crazy. Oh, and he drops the ball. What's his name? Tompkins. Hand the ball off. It's terrible. Third and 4. Pick. Woo! Good thing he ran into his own buddies. Good. Kick the field goal. Kick the field goal.
Nah, double team, man.
Yeah, they're going to be forced to go for it. Didn't run it the whole time. Terrible pass. Terrible everything. Looked at Mike Evans the whole route. That ball was never going to come to Mike Evans' hands. It was a good thing for them. Two 49ers ran into each other. And broke up what would have been an interception. Yeah, yeah, nobody want Wilson in there. Zach Wilson is terrible. Awful.